We're live. You had a busy day?
And I have had a busy, it's been bonkers.
That's
but
good.
I won't complain.
Gotta make some money. Gotta make some money, right?
Start on time. Or see, this is how okay, never mind. LinkedIn did work. I thought they were snobby. They're like, you have to be on time, otherwise what?
They are a little snobby, I thought.
You know what? There are groups that I get it. I love you guys at LinkedIn, but come on. People have lives too. So tell me about the coffee before I tell you what just happened.
Hold on here. Let me get out of this here. I'm catching feedback. There, hold on.
What's wrong?
Jesus, okay, this is annoying. Okay, sorry. I had Facebook popping up and I was catching our very live stream at the same time. So I got this today. This is Rooster Brew coffee. It's from locals in town here. Yeah. So it is an organic mushroom coffee.
So what does that mean?
Right? You know, it's surprising. It tastes okay too. It's pretty good. It's got coffee, and it's not instant, so it's brewed coffee, but it has lion's mane and chaga in it. So for all of you mental health people or people who want to manage stress, this is actually a pretty good combination of things to put into your morning routine.
I love not handling stress well.
Right.
No, there's healthy ways to do it, apparently.
There are. I haven't figured out a lot of them, but that's kind of how it is.
You know what? Crying in the shower seems to help.
Only when you have your jeans on. You know,
and only
like a little RFK type thing here, right?
So working out in your jeans?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, not that I'm a snob. Again, talking about snobby stuff, but at the gym.
Snob. God.
Okay,
such a snob,
at the gym, there are things to wear and things not to wear.
Right.
I would say jeans. I guess if you're getting it in, like knock yourself out. But
yes, Taylor. Hi, I'm on a podcast. Congratulations on your competition. We just got back from her competition. She had gymnastics. So, sorry, cool. You were saying?
Obviously, it wasn't important. No, what was I blabbing about a second ago? The stress, crying in the shower. Oh, wearing jeans to the gym.
Yes.
I guess. I mean, I would take, jeans over pajamas, but still.
Well, I mean, both should be social faux pas, to be fair. But have you seen like the RFK Jr.? He did a video with Kid Rock, and he's like, he's in the tub with his jeans on.
I wouldn't expect him to do anything different than that.
So why are people surprised?
Well, then again, like I said, crying in the shower with jeans on that's definitely one way to manage your stress levels.
Yeah, I would agree. This isn't too bad if you like coffee. Simple little addition.
Does it taste like
lifestyle.
Does it taste like coffee?
I've had some coffees that tasted, they had good stuff in them, like mushrooms and stuff. And like there was that mud water for a while, right? Nobody hears about that anymore.
No,
or maybe it's still around. I don't know, but a lot of them kind of taste like crap.
It's like dirt. And here's the question: is there any coffee in that coffee?
There is coffee. It's real coffee. It's not even instant coffee. There's brewed coffee.
Okay, so there's coffee in that coffee.
There's coffee in this coffee. Yeah,
I believe that mud water was mushrooms.
It was no coffee. I think it was like mushrooms and all this other stuff. Like this one's just two types of mushrooms and coffee. So you can't go wrong with that sort of thing.
No. Oh, we got a lot of stuff going on here. I wonder what people are seeing. I guess the vertical is if someone's watching it on the phone. It's weird because I can see us the way we are, this like side by side.
Yeah.
And then on my monitor, I see us top and bottom as well.
Okay. I see both just side by side.
Yeah. So, and then if I do this, it's really going to mess things up.
Perfect. Messes up all we need. I'm looking at my Facebook, like us live on Facebook, and apparently it is sponsored by Renaissance Periodization, RP Hypertrophy underneath it. So
we are sponsored now?
Well, no, but we've got an ad attached onto our video. So
that sucks.
So someone's making money off of us.
Not me.
I might get a penny. I think I made a penny or two on the last video.
Did you? Yeah, I think I got a penny. I got 3 cents.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Monetization.
We are, what's the word? Influencers?
Yeah, we're stars.
To a point. We're big in small towns.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anyway, if you want, try this coffee. You can find it at like their follow them on Instagram or Facebook. It's Rooster Brew Coffee. I tagged them in the feed there, and it's kind of it's worth trying. It's kind of neat.
Are
Something
they?
new.
They're here in town.
Yeah, they're in town here. Are they in town? I mean, they're in the Westman area, anyways. So it's very legit. They did a few posts over on People Brand a little while ago too.
Cool.
Talking about. So,
No, we
yeah.
just got back. I had it's a crazy day, crazy week. It's been busy, and the weekend's not going to stop. It's just go, 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 which is lovely.
Man. Yeah.
It's real estate season, right? Not that there isn't a season, but it's bonkers right now.
Is there anything to buy right now?
Yeah, as long as you're ready to buy it.
Yeah, right now, sort of thing. That
right now, I've got a couple doozy listings out there, but right now, no, we went to open up the camper, and
of course, yeah.
Last year, we were not pleasantly surprised by having a squirrel in there.
Oh,
hey, let's land. Holy, I thought. Somehow, somewhere, I'm sure that someone's getting a paycheck, but it's probably not us.
Yeah, we're monetized. We're absolutely monetized. I make maybe, I don't know, $5-6 a month.
Well, here's the thing: that's $5 or $6 a month that you wouldn't make sitting around yapping to anybody else.
Right? You know, $5 is $5.
$5 is $5. That's a coffee.
But yes, it is. And I also look at it this way: it pays for having that blue check mark or part of that blue check mark.
Yes. Yes, because we didn't earn it. Actually, I got to get mine. I keep on forgetting to do it. It's coming. It's coming along with other things that are coming, which is good. Yes.
Blue check mark's a big deal. You're legit.
And my thing, I am waiting. It's sitting in Ottawa. Just waiting for government regulation to.
Good luck with that.
It's coming. Like I called them and said, hey, where is this number? And they go, well, we're still dealing with stuff in February. I go, am I going to get it? She goes, oh, yeah, absolutely. You're going to get it. So it's a waiting game right now. And then I get to release.
It's going to be a while.
It's supposed to be 30 days, but it's not. So we went to the camper, and last year when we got there, it turns out that we got a squirrel in there. Right. No damage, just acorns everywhere. Like they were just shoving their nuts in every corner, like little bastards.
You know, like if you could shove your nuts everywhere, I'm sure you would be doing that too, right?
Well, you tuck them in you really just tuck them away.
Yeah,
but
it's same for later.
It is. So I went there, and there's this giant cover. It's a fifth wheel, and we have this big cover that covers the entire fifth wheel, like a boat cover, but it's for fifth wheels.
Yeah.
Took it off. Hesitantly started opening up compartments. I'm like, there's nothing in here. There's nothing in here. There's nothing. Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
I was expecting you to say, and there was a hobo in there.
No, there was nothing. And it was fantastic because we just basically cleaned up some stuff, and we have to do a bit of work in there, but we're going to be able to have a nice summer and enjoy the weekends out there because I'm taking my weekends off. Other than real estate, the shop's going to be shut down for the summer on the weekends.
I don't blame you, and you should.
Yeah, but we're going to go up there and just enjoy it. But it was very nice. Aspen Grove Campground is fantastic. We love it. And
where's Aspen Grove?
Just west of Oak Lake, like 5 minutes from Oak Lake.
Oh yeah, we drove right past that on the way back. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
I know where that is. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, we're happy. I'm ready to do some repairs, but nothing this year. And we have a great big spot, and it's huge. So
May 1st is so next weekend will be the start of your summer season then, right?
Probably after the May long weekend.
Yeah.
Like I'll come back for real estate stuff for sure. And my guys are pretty flexible. They've been with me for 20 plus years. Like if I'm not here on a Saturday, they don't care. And I've been telling them that it ain't gonna happen on Saturdays during the summer.
That's the thing. If people really demand it, charge them like 10 times the price.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Like I'm sure you would drive in to make $250 for a haircut.
Oh, you need to be trimmed up for a wedding? Oh, you forgot until the day of? Yeah, it's gonna be this plus mileage.
Yep. I don't think that's rude, upsetting, or anything. Like seriously, like I get what people are like because I've had that argument even with our pricing strategies, because there are certain numbers of people who are like, no, you should make it affordable for everyone. It's like, why? Not everyone should be coming. Like, I'm sorry.
That is 100% true, and I will not discount my services in any way, shape, or form
Who said
for
that?
anything. I'm yeah, I'm not doing
Oh,
that.
that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So I have had this conversation multiple times this week, and the hot topic is the chance of AI being banned for kids
Yeah.
and social media.
Yeah. You
I
know,
am. Go ahead.
that's an interesting solution. And isn't that probably the biggest knee-jerk response that people do nowadays? This sort of thing could be bad. So instead of working with it, educating it, and working on getting people up to date with it, let's just ban it altogether.
Well, you got to remember this. Back when electricity was new, when it was a brand new concept,
Yep.
people didn't want it in their house because they believed that it was bringing demons into their property.
Yes.
So, do I think that there's a use for it? Yes, 100%. I'm an absolute student of AI. I think that it's a wonderful tool, and I think that there are people that are on one side of the fence where imagination's gone and this and that, you know,
Yep.
or you can use it to feed your imagination. You can use it to develop things that you're trying to get out there. You can use it to as a soundboard.
Yeah.
There are really like I've never understood the I'll never use this and I'll never use that mentality.
Okay. I don't know how much you were in history, but do you remember like the War of the Currents with Nikola Tesla and like George Westinghouse down in the States?
Okay.
You know, because there's AC and there is DC currents.
Right.
Okay.
So say more
Tesla
because this sounds interesting.
Tesla made the AC.
Yeah, the
And
alternating current.
Edison was big on the DC current.
Right.
And like we use both now
Of
because
course.
they have the purposes, right?
Yeah.
So you have the AC because it's generally considered to be, or not generally, it is safer. It's flat out safer. You don't die if you electrocute yourself. Where DC, you die, right?
Right.
But what they were doing was they were taking like electrocuted animals and putting them around Tesla's workshop, saying, "Look how dangerous it is! It's just killing animals everywhere, right?"
Right.
So I mean, that's why Tesla died penniless, right? And Edison is known as the genius that created electricity.
Well, here's the thing. You can play to whatever narrative you want that's going to feed your side of a story. I think people have to look at it with a people have to look at it through the eyes of why don't I give this a shot? Like you didn't know how to drive until you got a car. You didn't know how to drive until you were 16. You didn't understand it, and it's dangerous, and you can get hurt. Totally. However, if you're safe with it and reasonable, you should be fine. If you look at it as a tool that if you look at it as a tool that if you know the outcome you're shooting for, you should be able to use it quite well. If you know nothing about what you're talking about, you can you'll get bullshit answers. Like prime example, and I use this with the kids today because they we were talking about this tonight, and I asked AI to. There's the Ryan Reynolds donut that just came out at Tim Hortons.
What? Okay. That's news to me.
It's some maple honey glazed donut. Anyway, it's just a regular donut. It's like a regular glazed donut with maple drizzle on it. So
more diabetes.
Right. So I asked I said, hey, Ryan Reynolds Tim Hortons just released this donut with Ryan Reynolds, and it's this. If Ryan Reynolds was playing Deadpool, how would Deadpool describe this donut? Okay. And it was wrong on everything. It thought it was a cruller.
Okay.
Then it thought it was a fritter.
Yeah.
And it just was wrong. I'm like, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. That's not what you need to know what you're shooting for in order to get an answer that you're going to want to utilize.
Well, that's the thing. If you're not very good at asking the appropriate questions, like I've done that before, like autocorrect takes over or something, right? And it gives you an answer. And you're looking at it going, what the hell kind of crap did you get from it? It's like, you're not, and so you tell it, you're not right at all. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. That was totally my bad. Let me correct that for you.
Yeah, it doesn't know. Like, I think I
No.
put a meme up and it was this guy, is this mushroom edible? Yes. Then he's dead.
Yes.
Oh, actually, that one is whatever, and it causes paralysis and death. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
you
You want to
need
learn more about mushrooms, right?
Yeah. Would you like to learn more about mushrooms? So,
like that was like that's so typical and so good because it's just
100%,
how it is, right? Like,
it
come
is.
on, like
I mean, when you have it's like you've got a whole stack of encyclopedias back in the day. If you don't know what you're
yes,
looking for, you're never going to find it.
right, exactly. And oh God, even trying to use experts back then, librarians and everything, right?
Right.
If you weren't very clear what you were looking for and saying what you were trying to find in the library, good luck to you.
Well, yeah, librarians are actually very, very well skilled. Like,
You
they
know,
know stuff that we don't know. They're
they're
researchers, essentially.
probably some of the most educated people in the school. Like
Probably.
because it is to be a librarian is a master's degree.
And I haven't used the Dewey Decimal System in quite some time.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
I
But
couldn't
you could
explain it to
use it.
anybody.
But you could use it.
I
And
could
that's
use
the
it
crazy thing. You
because
could go in and find it.
we learned how to use it in elementary school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain the Dewey Decimal System to me?
No. No, because I haven't used it forever. But you could still find a book using it, which is
for
the
sure.
weird thing. Even after all these years, you would
It makes
still
no sense.
know how it doesn't make sense, but it kind of does actually.
So, and this is where, like, you talk about the education, and here's where I believe, like, Gage, algebra.
Yep.
How much algebra do you remember? I'm sure you remember lots being.
Oh God, I was horrible in algebra. Like I was horrible in it.
Is that how come you're not doctor yet when you were 12?
Yep, not doctor. Yeah, I was too lazy. It was just I just didn't care. I was like, why do I care? What purpose does this have to me at all?
I haven't used it today.
And they're like, well, you're not always going to have a calculator when you grow up.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And that's like saying you're not always going to have. Here's the thing: the phrase "I don't know" needs to be eradicated from our vocabulary,
right?
Because there's no reason to not know something now.
That's the thing. If you could say "I don't know," but get back to me, I'll find it out. I'll find out for you.
Yeah, it'll take a minute. Hang on. Hey, Gemini.
That's what's funny about my kids because, or any kid in general, because like I had my daughter come up and say, she wanted to learn how to do some taping for ankle injuries or whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, well, this is great. You can like show your friends in gymnastics. You can be that person who can teach it to people. And she goes, that's a good idea. But how would I learn how to do it? I'm like, oh, you beautiful summer child, you use Google and you use YouTube every freaking day for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is you type that in and it'll give it to you. And she just looks at me and she goes, like
it's not
obviously
it's not just kitten videos.
Yeah. There is some functional use.
Exactly.
So have you used Gemini to make videos? No?
No.
I made one. No. I don't know if I sent it to you.
You didn't send it to me.
No, hold on. I'll share it with you. Okay, it's good for a laugh. Okay, I use not a lot of prompting. Okay,
have you got it on your computer? Can you screen share?
I've got it right here. I'm going to screen share it right now. Okay.
Okay.
If I can figure out how to do it, hold on here.
This is why you're not doctor yet.
Doctor. Hold on. I just have to open it up here.
So
let's see if it opens.
As an example, like Gage. What's this? Mr. Manitoba? Yeah, he's going to share with everybody.
I try to anyways. Hold on here. Mr. Manitoba, share with everyone. Okay. Oh, there's my daughter in her gala gown. When did you grow up? Wow. You look good. She looks way too grown up. Teenagers, I tell you, man.
Right?
She had her gala tonight. I was like, holy, like she's all grown up now.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. This is annoying.
So while Jayod's figuring out how to use a computer,
okay.
When Oh, now you're sharing it. Okay, here we go.
Here we
Let's
go.
see what you got. This is your video.
Can you see that? You can see that, right? The doctor there.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's see if it's gonna work.
Is there sound?
There's no sound?
No.
Oh god. So what's even the point of screen sharing if you can't share it?
Right? We've shared things before.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not sharing. Anyway, I it was a great video. It turned out really good. I said, okay, I basically said, make me a video of a doctor saying you should never starve yourself on a diet to lose weight. But now with GLP-1s, you can.
Right?
And it was like basically one sentence, and it created it. It created it really good too.
And I think that it's there, and it allows people to be more creative. Like, if you want to tell a story, let's just say you had a great idea for a kids animated movie.
Sure, yes.
You could make it.
Yes.
You could make it. You wouldn't have to hire. You wouldn't need studios, none of that stuff. And you could create something. And
Yes.
we're going to see that happening in entertainment.
And I get why artists are upset because they're like, well, hold on. It's taking the creativity, taking the jobs away from artists. Okay. And I get it. But also, I'm not going to be paying studio rates for creating something cute and glitchy. Okay. If I wanted to make a quick little ad or something, I don't want to spend the $500 or whatever it's going to be for a graphic artist to do this sort of thing if I could do it myself using AI.
Right. And let's just say that I'm a storyteller and I wrote a story and I'd like to make a movie, but no studio is going to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to pick it up.
Yep.
And once they do, you lose control over your intellectual
100%. Like,
okay?
God, you look at some of the movies that have been completely changed for whatever the reason, right?
Right. So what if you have an idea for a film or whatever it might be, and you can have the whole thing done by yourself for very little cost? Well, that would definitely disrupt the movie industry.
Yep.
However, what about these stories that are never going to get told because of the fact that there was no way to get it onto a medium that people would watch?
Exactly. And let's not kid ourselves and think that the movie industry are a bunch of altruistic people that have everyone's best interests at heart.
No, it's a money machine. There's no doubt.
These are people that, like, the Screen Actors Guild was striking because they didn't want to get like $150 or $200 to take the digital likeness of all the people to use as extras in perpetuity. Like, come on, like that's not okay.
Well, here's the thing: if you get and I've done background work, so depending on what you are, so what I did was what they call special skills, so firearms training. So I'm actually doing stuff. But if you're just person at the bar sitting drinking a drink, or just person walking through the scene, you could cut your cost down so much.
I get it, but I don't want to give my likeness away for $150.
Oh, you already did when you verified yourself. Come on.
Yeah, pretty much.
That already happened.
Yeah.
And Tegan has a point. She goes, I'm in support of limiting AI, chatbot, etc. Kids will always find a way to be online, social media.
Sure.
Kids aren't researching. They're using chat. GPT to write papers. We need old school education and teaching systems. Well, this is where I come.
There we go. And this is the thing, right? Yeah. Go ahead. You start.
Here's how the conversation has gone at least a dozen times since we decided we were going to talk about this.
Yeah.
And since the announcement was made. Anybody who has used AI or actually took the time to learn AI, and I've spent the last year in 3-day courses, all these things. I've done a lot of these things. And first of all, if you write something with AI, I can sniff it out a mile away. You can see it. You know that it's AI. This was not a human thought. Some of the facts are right. Lots of them are wrong. The grammar is terrible, and it's very bland. Now,
and the M dash is everywhere.
The M dash. I don't think I've ever used an M dash in writing ever in my day.
I actually have. Okay, because there is a place for it. And unfortunately, because of ChatGPT, you can't use an M dash because people will assume that it is now going to be ChatGPT writing.
That's right. And I just won't use it. I'll just put a word in. You can always put words in to take care of that M dash.
Yep.
But here's where I agree with you, Tegan, that limiting it. However, I do not believe that a kid should be writing their paper solely with AI.
Correct. Yeah.
I believe this, and I've spent time with the kids on this. Gage, here's a great example. Gage algebra, we're talking about that. He was he's like, I can't get it. And he was really, it just, something wasn't clicking. So he used AI, and he used AI to guide him through it. How do I do it? AI will teach you it 50 different ways until something clicks where you get it. He wasn't asking
Yeah.
for the answer. He was trying to learn how to navigate through the problems.
Yes.
And now he hasn't used it since, but he gets it. He gets it. And the old school education and teaching systems, I'm sorry, have been gone for quite some time.
They have needed to be gone for quite some time, which is why we have evolution and growth. That's why teachers have continuing education courses they take.
Well, I'm going another way with that, in that when you and I went to school, today's science class, the teacher
Yeah.
taught science, you
Yeah.
learned what he was teaching, and you either got it or you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I have teachers that have 25 kids in their class, and 19 of them have a special learning program.
Yeah.
So they're spending a lot of time with a group, or everybody has a different learning program. So
Yeah.
they're focusing on that, which
You have 19 different lesson plans for the kids.
Yeah. And the other 6 that would have been fine, just teach the class and let's get through this, are now, the bar gets dropped. So they're not actually learning it, which is also why everybody's
That's the
passing.
problem, because a lot of these kids who are overachievers get bored very quickly.
Average achievers, Jay,
Yes.
even average achievers are sitting there waiting for the teacher to, deal with Billy and Susie and Johnny and this. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you can fill the gaps, so these kids are actually learning the stuff that they're getting taught,
then it's great.
Because there isn't enough hours in the day for a teacher to do that. And it's got to be stressful for them, because you can't just go and teach science. You have to teach science this way and 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 this way. That's a broken system.
So we homeschooled over COVID. Okay. I don't mean that quasi bullshit that the school division created for that few months at the start of COVID. I mean, actually homeschooling, right?
Right.
And it was actually really interesting being able to teach kids one-on-one like that, because they learned quick, so fast, right? Because they're being taught at their level, they're being engaged appropriately. Okay, so it was pretty fantastic. But there was a few things we learned. First of all, we learned was, like, for a lot of people, school is just daycare to keep the kids busy.
Oh, of course it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Second thing we learned was, the most important thing about the school system really is the network development, socialization, teaching kids what's appropriate and what isn't appropriate to behave in proper society. Okay.
That's what parenting is for.
Right. And that's the other thing. And then third, we learned that kids are going to learn whatever you toss at them. So you got to pick and choose. If you give your kids something really challenging, they'll probably figure it out if they're engaged enough. So we used like a lot of YouTube and stuff, because it was like, why wouldn't we? And I know some people were saying, well, you can't just use YouTube. It's like, well, we had television and screens and stuff when we were in school. Like, how many times did we watch like Movie Day or something?
Well, and here's the thing. How many YouTube educators are actually educators? Lots of them.
A lot of them.
There are teachers on there.
Have you ever seen like the Backyard Scientist or Mark Rober or any of those guys? Like they're taking, like, instead of like, let's build a little bridge and we'll put 500 grams on it until it cracks. It's more along the lines of, we'll build a bridge out of whatever. We'll drive bigger and bigger trucks over it until it crashes. And if it doesn't collapse, we'll blow it up with explosives.
Absolutely. But here's the thing.
Which one are you going to listen to?
I'm going to listen to the guy who's going to blow it up.
Right.
But here's the thing. When you were homeschooling, did you dumb it down for them?
No.
Exactly. So what's happening is they have no choice, because
the lowest common denominator is what they're shooting for now.
And that's right. So everybody has to sail along on that boat.
Yeah.
And I would be willing to put $1 on it that if you fast forward 10 years, probably the only master or doctorates you're going to get are going to be the homeschool kids, or the ones that a hybrid model where they could actually learn beyond the very limited scope of what's happening right now in the education system.
Well,
And it's
that's the
not the
thing.
teachers, it's the system.
That's
And
there's the thing. You like people can't blame the teachers in these
you
situations
can't.
because
Teachers want to teach.
they want to teach and they're getting really trapped in the situation. So we really need to look at the institution of, like, the concept of, okay, this will get probably people mad, but no child left behind. It's like, okay, that's valid, but we're leaving behind a lot of the overachievers or the regular kids because they're getting disillusioned, they're getting bored of the educational system.
And they're passing kids that should have failed.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And
So
Canada typically was a high performer globally when it came to like education and lost scores. And now everything has been showing a significant downward trend. Like
100%.
that's not good, especially in areas like mathematics.
Yeah.
Like this isn't good. Like it is a literal crisis for math. And for the people who go, well, math isn't important, say you tried to send a spaceship to Mars.
I paid for something just now that was $15.10. I handed the girl a 20. It was painful to watch her give me change.
Ugh.
Painful.
Counting back change is a lost art, though.
It's simple. It's so simple. Like even
Yeah.
when you were a kid, here's
Yeah.
another. You got okay. If everybody's against tech,
Yeah.
okay. Let's just say we're going to go down this rabbit hole for a second because why not?
Hmm.
It's our show. We can say what we want.
Yeah, we haven't been canceled. We haven't been. Nobody's been really offended yet.
Not yet. The day's not done.
Not
So
yet.
when it comes to money, everybody's against tech. Or again, we're scared
Totally.
we're scared of the demons.
Yep. Stay away from it. Like you don't want to be around it.
Giving the kid analog clocks, yeah, you should learn how to read an analog clock. If a kid can read a compass,
Yes.
he can read an analog clock, and our kid can read
Yes.
a compass. So
Yes.
yeah. But where was I going with this? Money.
I don't know.
If your
Money,
kid,
yes.
if your kids are routinely using a debit card for small purchases,
Yeah.
they're never going to understand what a nickel, a dime, a quarter does.
Exactly. And unless you're willing to take the time out of your day to educate them accordingly, which is going to be long and arduous, it is much better for them to learn some practical applications just on a day-to-day basis.
Well, and the thing is, if you can't count money, it has no value because
Yeah.
it's a card and you tap it and it magically pays for stuff. Like our kids, when they want to buy something, usually something major, but they have cash in their pocket. Okay.
That's fair.
And
Yes.
that's how they buy stuff. They have a debit card for sure. They have
Yeah.
bank accounts. However,
course.
they're making a big purchase. Like Gage bought himself an e-bike and he saved up his money.
Yeah.
Now, this is not going to be a transfer over to us and us using our credit card. No, you're going to go take the cash out of the bank. Then I'm going to drive you over to Sobeys and you're going to buy Amazon gift cards for the amount of money that you're about to spend. I need
Yep.
you to physically see that cash leave your hand. It's gone. That money is poof, gone.
It's because a good analogy is because it really hurts to give somebody money, but it's painless to give somebody a debit or a Visa or MasterCard.
Exactly. So before people get on the whole tech is terrible and you're using it already. If your kid has a debit card and that's
Yes.
how they're paying for their stuff consistently, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, and okay, so here's my thing. Okay, so you get people opposed to ChatGPT or AI or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, and the biggest argument I tend to hear is environmental purposes.
Okay.
Okay, because this report came out how much water it wastes to use a simple calculation for something easy. Okay, that's not wrong. Okay, but don't pick that information off of Facebook on your cell phone and start preaching it to the world thinking you have some sort of moralistic high ground because you're just as bad as everyone else.
You're using the cell phone to bitch about the tech that's in the cell phone.
Like, come on, guys. Like, let's get serious. And that's where everyone gets their news from. Nobody's picking up a newspaper or anything like this anymore. It is all tech-based.
What was the first AI you used? Like, let's go back. What was the first AI or the first thing smarter than you that you used tech-wise? That nobody complained about. Nobody bitched about it.
Okay, there was oh God, the first tech thing that I used. T9.
Okay, texting.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going a little more advanced than that.
Okay.
And I think this was out before that. Nobody complained about this. They loved it. Did people lose jobs because of it? I guarantee you people lost jobs because of
The
it.
interwebs.
No, 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 not even that. GPS.
Oh yeah,
We all use GPS.
yeah. Do
You
you
don't think
remember
that's an
the
AI?
days?
It's an AI.
Yes. Do you remember the days
Yeah.
pulling out a map, driving through some busy city you've never been before, and
Winnipeg.
asking your girlfriend or whatever, like, give me the directions?
Yeah, you're gonna take the fifth left to. You're gonna go north. North. I don't know which way north is right now because we didn't have a
It doesn't
compass on our car
matter,
either.
right? Like it's crazy. I
Right, but
was going to say that I had back in the day, okay, on the Commodore 64,
Mhm.
okay, there was a counselor program. It was
Okay.
like it was kind of a quasi program that you can talk to,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, the vocabulary was all programmed in there with basic. It was very basic, very, very simple. Okay.
Right.
But you would type in and you could have a conversation with it and it would give you replies according to
Sure.
what you put in, you know. And I thought that was mind blowing at the day
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was.
It was, and we all use it. We all
Yeah.
use it. You're using it anyway. The fact that you and I can do this would have taken a building with a studio and a transmitter tower
Yeah.
at one time. No one's bitching about Zoom calls being available. Like,
So do you how you're 49.
yeah,
Okay. So they consider us generation, like our generation, the Zennials, actually, right? Have you heard that?
actually, I'm an X. I'm a diehard X because I'm
They
a 76.
say Zennials. Okay.
Zennial. Okay,
And a
sure.
Zennial, okay, is anybody that was born during the years of the original Star Wars trilogy. Okay.
I was born a year earlier,
You're a 77?
76.
76. Oh, you're right. Oh, boomer.
I'm Gen X.
You are
Gen X.
hardcore.
Mhm.
And they say so, like Zennials were the people who were born and they remember a time before technology, but grew up and embraced it. So I mean, you're still kind of there.
I grew up and I embraced it. We didn't have a lot of it, but
Yep.
we did embrace it because we also invented it and perfected it,
Exactly.
right?
Now, I have like one of my early memories that I had. Okay, was when I was in, I guess it would be junior high in high school or
Yeah.
junior high school, right? And sitting in the hallway at lunch hour, just killing time doing nothing, just talking with your friends. And a teacher comes out and he goes, "Hey, you guys, come over here. We need your help." So we got up, went over into the room, and it was the old VAX-based systems, the old computers, where there's a whole desk of metal
Yeah.
desk
Yeah.
and a small little screen,
Yeah. I remember
right?
those.
And the floppies were the size of an LP.
They were 12 inches, 12 by 12.
Yes, they were 128 kilobytes.
Right.
Right. They were just small little things, but they're revolutionary back in the day. And they needed us to take those out of the room to make way for the new computer lab, which is going to be all Apple IICs.
Yep.
Isn't
Yep.
that the most Zennial thing or Gen X thing there is? Right.
The OG 65 to 76, I believe, is Gen X.
That's fair. But that's
Yeah.
like the most Gen X thing that I can remember. Making way for this old technology to bring in the new digital world.
Well, we loved it because it was cool. Like, what does this thing do? I remember when the internet first came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
I remember
interwebs.
having it at Vincent Massey in the library. That's the only place that you could access the internet. You were allowed to. What was the first thing you searched?
The first thing on the internet. So my first experience with the internet was a little bit different because it was actually in class, right? So it was like learning emails and things like that.
Okay, so we had it like when it was brand spanking new out of the box, and
Okay.
suddenly it was on there. It didn't do much.
No.
And it was all basically text based or like really shitty websites with like bang, and it'd be like,
Yeah, you go to the
colorful.
old fashioned. It was the BBSs and everything was on ASCII art and everything like that, and just very simple stuff.
The first thing me and a couple buddies were standing like around the computer.
You probably typed in boobs or something.
Porn, because we
Yeah.
heard there was porn on the internet, and I'm like,
Yeah.
First of all, I hadn't seen it ever.
Yeah.
I heard about it, and I'm like, okay. We type it in, and you know what it was? A definition of it.
Yes.
There wasn't much on it. There was nothing on there. Like, here's we had the internet when there was nothing on the internet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, you would get a definition of the word you were looking at. There wasn't much there.
Yeah.
And
The first, like,
it's
that's early style. Like, that wouldn't was that even a search engine at that point in time?
yeah, yeah, it was a
What
search
what
engine.
search engine was
It
that?
was AOL, America Online, or
Oh,
whatever the hell it was.
that's not yeah, like, yeah, that's a closed environment ecosystem. That's, like, it's not
But
even
but the
not
internet,
really a search engine.
well, I remember my dad once asking me, "What's the difference between the internet and the World Wide Web?" And I had no idea. I'm like, "I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, that's fair. Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same. I think it's the same thing."
See, I never got into AOL. I never played with it. I never used it. So, like,
Oh,
my
I
first exposure was BBSs.
I remember using LimeWire.
That's
Remember
getting a
that?
little bit later. Yeah, yeah.
Giving your
I
computer
was using
herpes.
it just for music back then, though.
Yeah, giving your computer herpes by
Yeah,
downloading a Beyonce song. Yeah,
yeah.
we all did
Beyonce.
it.
No, it was always "Beds Are Burning" by what's uh
And everybody had Summer '69 on a burnt disc.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But and you tell a kid about burning a disc, they
yeah.
don't know what that means.
Well, okay. So
However,
if you even click on the thing where it's like the save icon, which is a 3.5, they
yeah,
wouldn't know what that is,
no, they would think you 3D printed one if they found it on your desk.
right?
But the whole idea, this is where I like the alphas are going apparently, or the Z's, yeah, Gen Z,
Yeah, yeah.
they're switching to analog. There's a huge trend
Okay.
back to analog where they're looking for things like portable radios
Yeah.
and vinyl, and VHS tapes are coming back,
Dude, I
and
was
dumb
over at
phones.
I was in Best Buy and they had an LP there.
Yeah, they have LPs at Best Buy.
Like the machines.
Oh,
You
okay.
have around
Yeah, record players.
turntables there now.
Yeah,
So it's
turntables.
like, wait a minute, they're selling turntables? Like it used to be a real hard thing to find a turntable. Now
It's
it's
all
quite
coming back.
simple. Yeah.
But I think what happened was when you take a generation, I think that your alphas, I think it's the alphas, you take the alphas and they were bombarded with this,
Yeah.
bombarded with tech. They were, we had an 8-track in our old 70, whatever Cougar that my parents had.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. My parents
But
have an 8-track.
do they?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Like an 8-track. Like their albums are on they have some albums on 8 tracks.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Was it distributed by KTEL by chance?
No, it was not. There was no
Okay.
KTEL back then in the 70s and 60s.
Oh, okay.
So,
But the fact that they're going back to analog, I believe that they overdosed on tech.
yeah.
They tablets were being used as babysitters, and you see it. Like they were talking about this. Actually, Tyler was talking about it on the show this morning that like reducing the ages for kids, and like 0 to 2, there's a certain amount that kids are using tablets.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, reel to reel.
Yep, they
Did they have
do.
reel to reel?
Definitely. Yep,
Nice.
definitely.
And reel to reel, you could buy reel to reel albums, and
Yeah.
I wanted to, but a single reel to reel album was like $300
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
one album.
my parents have like had all that sort of thing in the basement actually. They
Oh, do
had a
not ever
recording
get rid of
studio
it.
in their basement. So,
But the fact that these kids were so oversaturated with this shit, they're done. Like they're peeling away from digital and they're going back. Like flip phones are more popular than ever. Like 20% of phones that are being bought now are basic flip
yeah.
phones. They
Yeah.
just don't want it.
I don't blame
And
them.
no, and is it kind of the what are those kids? Remember like a popular band be like, yeah, I don't like them because they're popular. Like
Yeah, they don't
those assholes that used to be.
there's definitely some of that kids not liking what their parents are doing, right?
Oh, 100%.
So that's a big thing. But there's also I think a big part of it also is the whole concept of ownership. Okay.
Yep.
So when you have you have the digital rights management and such, and you don't own it, you have a license to use it. And why would you pay the same price for the digital rights when you could buy the physical medium?
Well, and you can't buy physical mediums in a lot of things. Vinyl is pretty much the only thing you can buy
Yeah.
music on these days. And
Video games you can, but it's harder and harder,
it pains me that I have to subscribe to listen to the shit that I owned.
right?
So here's a question for you. If paying for it isn't ownership, is piracy really theft?
That's the big question, right? If you never really own it, is it actually stealing?
Well, that's the thing. So is it? I mean,
And
if you're downloading
there's
songs or watching movies for free.
what's even scarier is you look at a lot of how the digital rights and the ownership is changing. Like the first glimpse we really had of that was well through music, okay,
Yep.
and then later on through operating systems like Windows and such. You
Yep.
buy Windows, you don't own it, you buy a license to use it,
Yeah.
okay, and nobody ever reads it, so nobody really cares, right? But
Right.
now it's getting into larger things, so like tractors, heavy duty equipment. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you
you
buy
don't actually own it. You lease it and you pay for the rights to use it.
well, and there's also options in tractors. I had a conversation with a guy yesterday. There
Mm.
are options in tractors where the tractor can do it. The tractor
Yeah.
has the equipment and the functionality to do it, but you have to pay another
Yeah.
subscription to get the tractor to do it.
Yeah. Cars are
And
coming
guys
that way
are
with heated seats and
furious.
steering wheels and stuff too. Yeah.
That is such bullshit. If I bought it, and maybe I'm never going to buy something that's brand new because I don't want to have to subscribe to be able to use cruise control. That's bullshit.
That's the thing. That's the thing. And from a financial perspective, it makes sense to do a membership model. You
For
make
sure.
something once, you sell 1,000 copies of it, and you're done.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you want something that perpetually improves, now what's the incentive to continually improve it?
Well,
Right.
that's called residual income, and that's where a lot of
Right.
your financing guys have it. Guys sell life insurance and that. It's residual income.
Yeah. But if people aren't willing to pay the membership, then you don't get a residual.
No, no, but you're selling an idea now, kind of.
Yeah. And that's why
But
people want the memberships, because if you're creating something on a monthly membership, you always have it coming in
well, and
as
this
opposed
is,
to
I think,
one-time
where,
pay.
and I believe that kids are smarter than we think, and I think that they're realizing that they don't own anything, and they
No.
want to have it.
You will own nothing and be happy.
You'll own nothing and be happy. And I think that when parents want to put a wall around the boogeyman, which is AI,
Yeah.
first of all, be a parent.
Yeah.
Be a parent and say no. Like social media in our house, no. Like
Yeah.
we're sitting there, Gage had his badminton thing today, and he goes, and his friend has Snapchat. I'm like, you're not
Yeah.
getting it.
Yeah.
Matt, he's got it. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Why not? Because I said no. Because
Yeah.
it's a predator's paradise, and it's the worst of all of them.
Yeah.
It's the worst of all of
Right
them.
up there with Roblox.
Right up there. But you know what
Yeah.
parents will do? Well, let the kids play because it's a babysitter. They're going to sit there and play it. You know what? I don't wish ill on anybody. But if you're not parenting your kid and not saying no to things,
Yeah.
that kid's going to wake up when they're 22 and the reality is going to hit them right between the eyes that they weren't ready for anything.
And this is the problem with a lot of kids is they haven't been told no enough. So in many ways, I do respect the fact that they're saying no to AI, but I think they should be using it as a teaching point and using it ethically.
Well, and I think that if you teach kids and we've said this before, you're not going to be replaced by AI. You will be replaced by someone who understands AI. It is
Yes.
not going away. So we're doing a disservice by not teaching kids how to use it responsibly. And they're smarter than we think.
Yeah.
If they can learn something really cool and get better grades and whatever they can do with it to make their lives better, or write a book, write a story,
Right.
make a movie, do whatever. Why would you say what? No, grab the crayons. Yeah, grab the crayons. I want them to do tactical stuff,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
go ahead and what can you create? What can you do? Like, if you wanted your kids to not be able to build easily, you would not buy them Lego. You would buy them a pile of lumber and some nails and a table saw.
Right. Exactly.
Let them be creative with a medium that works for them.
Like I remember that, like when we were young, you get bored,
Mm-hmm.
so you would go and create,
Build a ramp with rusty nails and old plywood,
and try to jump your bike over it.
and
And
it would fall apart before you got to the end of it.
right, and I think nowadays there is definitely some functional use for using the technology that we have for the kids who don't want to work with a hammer or whatever. Right, they can go, well, look, I want to create some art. So
Mhm.
I'm going to draw something. Now I want you to take that piece of art that I've scanned in, and I want you to make it move or dance or fight
Mhm.
some bad guys or something like this. And this can open up some massive tools and functionality that kids can use and have fun while they're learning it. I mean, God, for how many years have we been, telling kids, like trying to push kids to learn to code, coding for girls and all
Yeah,
these things.
you're not
No one's
coding.
coding anymore.
No, they're prompting. And one of the coolest exercises, and whoever's got kids, please try this. And you tell me I'm wrong when actually you won't be able to. But Gage he was playing with Lego because he builds stuff. He likes to make things, right?
Right.
And he just had a pile of Lego, just random shit on the
Right.
table.
Right.
And we said, hey, let's try something. We took a picture with it. We took a picture, put that into AI, and said, what can I build with this? And it just listed things you could build. It didn't show you how, but suddenly there was inspiration. Really? I can make a dog with that? Okay. And suddenly he's sitting there making shit. Like sometimes it's just enough to pop you out of whatever writer's block, creative block that you've got and say, really, I can make that with
Yeah.
that? And he sat there and he was making some cool shit. And it was random. Like none of these parts really look like they could do much together.
Yeah. There's this thing that I like to say, and a lot of people don't get it, right?
Okay.
I don't need to know how to do it. I just know that it's capable to be done, that you can do it. That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Like I can just like anything. It's like, you could, if you wanted to, you could make this. It's like, really? Never thought about that. Do you want to know how? No, I can do it though.
No,
Like I
but
just need to know it's possible.
right. The idea wasn't even in my head that I could do it. So if you get the nudge, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So again, I'm hard on the idea of kids not using social media till they're 16 because
Yeah.
the influence is human. The human influence of social media is far more dangerous, in my opinion, than a AI chatbot. Like, could
Yeah.
it go down the wrong path? Sure.
Sure. Yes, I agree.
You can take away ethics and morals from your AI, but 99.9% of the time, it's not going to do that. You have to make it do that.
We also have to look at this way. When are people most vulnerable to being lonely? Because the reason people lonely or bored, people are looking at chatbots and stuff for companionship or conversation at times when they're lonely and bored.
Sure.
Okay. And the times that most people are lonely and they're bored is when they're alone in a room, feeling unloved or unwanted by people around them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
100%.
good God, don't let your kids have fucking smart bots and cell phones and all these things past like 7 or 8 o'clock. Spend some time with your kids.
But let's spend time with your kids. But here's the other part of that. You're doom scrolling your phones. Everybody here is guilty of it. You doom scroll and you're sitting there looking through YouTube videos or shorts or TikToks or whatever. You're flipping.
Yeah.
You don't think that is doing the same thing that a chatbot is? It's actually worse because they're human beings that you are listening to and being influenced by. And you're sitting there flipping, and the hypnosis that you get under when you're sitting there flipping, and your kids see you flipping too, and you're sitting there flipping through whatever. You're not watching a show, you're just flipping 60-second TikToks.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that, you tell me, someone explain to me how that's better than a kid sitting in the room asking, would you rather, to an AI?
Yeah.
Like, would you rather have a kangaroo or a turtle as a pet? And it'll be like, well, a kangaroo would be like this. You do. But I don't have a problem with having Alexa. And like, we're sitting there, Bo and I were laying there one day asking Alexa, would you rather have this as a pet or that or a pet? And like the most ridiculous shit. However, it sat there like, well, you know what? If you had this is what would probably happen in your house. So I guess I'd have to take this.
Yeah.
So the lesser of two evils. I think that unless you are turning off your screens when you get home, your kids are going to be on them all the time.
You can't be upset when your kids are. If you're going to be glued to it yourself, you're going to expect bad things.
Right. And whether it's an AI chatbot or the algorithm, and the algorithm, people,
is AI.
It's AI. And do you know what the algorithm is showing you? The shit that you're interested in.
That's it. It is like, literally putting you in your own personal echo chamber.
Right. Your algorithm is probably different than mine. It might be similar.
It's probably
but
similar.
If you want to change it, you can change your algorithm. Did you know that? You can change your entire algorithm in a day.
Well, okay, so we have some mutual friends who share memes, and so sometimes after getting a lot of memes from a certain fellow, you have to delete everything because you're going to start getting the stuff that certain fellow's given you.
Right. And guilty. But here's the thing. If you want to change your algorithm, and it's all doom and gloom bullshit, right? It's all conservative versus liberal and this versus that. And if you're ultra liberal, guess what? That's what you're going to get.
You're going to get fed more and more.
You're going to get that. Now, you want to change it? Go on to your Facebook account.
Yeah.
Search out kittens.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 kitten videos. Look up sunsets. Like 3 or 4 of those. Comment on a couple of those. Say something nice. Within 48 hours, your algorithm is going to completely change from negative bullshit because it's going to think that you are very interested in sunsets and kittens. And the reason that's going to feed you that is because all it wants is your time. It just wants you to be on the platform.
Just brainwashing you more. Now,
100%.
There's also an area, God, it's changed so much. I don't know where it is. Sure. But you can literally go into it and you can read the profile that it's made for you based on your viewing preferences.
I'd like to look at that.
Yeah, and I don't remember where it was, but I pulled it up once, and I'm looking at it. It's going, well, isn't that interesting? It really picks up a lot of these things. So I would delete it and then start fresh. But then how quickly it figured out again what I was. And it was like, that's interesting because it takes a lot of the things that you have as a personal bias, even in your profile. Okay.
Yeah.
So for just this would be like, this wasn't true, but an example. Okay. So if you started out from fresh on that profile and it saw that you are male and saw that you had a business or something,
Sure.
right? And you liked money, it's going to right away put you into more of a right-leaning viewers, like
100%.
right-leaning. So you're going to be more, Republican or conservative or whatever it might be. So then there's going to start sending you, guns or beef or beer, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if it's like, you're in healthcare, you're more left-leaning or whatever it might be. Maybe I'll send you some salads. Maybe I'm going to send you some kittens or something like that,
mushroom coffee.
Right, mushroom coffee, So it's really interesting how quick it profiles you on the very limited information. Well, it's not even limited; it has a lot of information on you.
Yeah,
just on what's on your profile currently.
Well, and here's the thing: when it comes to again the topic at hand, the AI and the social media for kids. If you don't want your kid to have TikTok, take it off their phone.
That's the
take
thing.
it off their phone.
Just say no.
Just say no, and you will. And here's the thing: you would. And I'm going to generalize. I believe there are more parents that would say no to their kid going to the mall for 2 hours with their buddy than no to Snapchat.
I would agree. And okay, so we're brainwashed. We're Gen Xers. Okay.
Sure.
So we like to say things like, I remember when it was time to come in because the street lights came on.
Sure.
Okay. But we're also the generation who's like, hold on, I don't want my kid to go out because that person in the white van could kidnap my child. And I don't trust my kid, right? Or I don't trust my kids because I don't want them to get kidnapped. Or I don't trust them because they might get into trouble. It's like, so what is it? Do you want them to have the freedom or do you want to restrict their lifestyles?
Did you teach your kid to make good decisions? Did you teach your kid consequences? Did you do all these things that makes them to be ready for the real world? Or have you been a helicopter parent to the point where it's almost embarrassing and you can't stop?
Right.
So
when you turned 16, 15, 13 or whatever, did you immediately go out and find a crack dealer?
No.
Were you huffing gas?
No, because drugs were dumb. And you didn't do that because you, first of all, if you ever got caught doing that shit, that was the thing. Like getting arrested would be lovely compared to what's happening when you get home.
Oh yeah, somebody is going to get hurt.
Well, and the problem is now it's someone else's fault. Someone else persuaded my kid. Peer pressure was always a thing. It was always a thing.
Did you have a lot of peer pressure?
I would say that. I mean, I was smoking cigarettes when I was 12 because
was that because of peer pressure?
No, I think we just went and we could, so we bought some and we smoked them. And if there was the worst thing, probably smoking and maybe drinking when you were like 16.
Right?
But nothing I think back, major.
I think back about because people talk about peer pressure and how hard it is on kids and how susceptible kids are to peer pressure and everything. And I'm like, I don't really remember a point in my life where I was pressured to do something as a kid, which also makes me wonder, maybe I was the one doing the peer pressuring. Right?
You could have been.
Could have been
doing it. Like, somewhere along the line, someone said, here, have a cigarette. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was cool to smoke. Everybody in every movie smoked. You wanted to
smoke. It was everywhere. I mean, that's not even peer pressure. That is pressure. It's media-based pressure.
Sure. The kids were eating Tide Pods at one point in time.
I don't I was never pressured to smoke cigarettes or anything. When I smoked my first cigarette, it was because I was like, hey, I want to see what this is all about.
Yeah, it's gross.
And I was like, this is awful. For years. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah, and I smoked for years and it stunk like hell, but I smoked.
I mean, now we have pipes, which is even more ridiculous. We know better.
We do know better.
We're sophisticated.
We are. I'm going to take one to the camper, and I'm going to
That'd
puff
be a
on it
good
every once in a
call.
while.
I think we need to have another cigar day. I think, or
We
cigarette.
should do an outdoor one because we
Yeah,
can do
so
this
don't stink up
outside.
the place.
Yeah.
Can we? I think we could set. Can we get enough Wi-Fi at your place or my place to just sit on the deck and just
Yeah.
do an outdoor one? I wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, our
That'd be
phones are
fun.
actually quite quick. But the whole idea of we made bad decisions, but there were consequences when we got home. We didn't blame someone else for our actions.
Right.
You made your bed, you slept in it, period. And I think that putting this blanket around everybody saying that we're just not going to let you do it, and kids are doing it. I'll tell you, like, you have to be, I think, 13 to have Snapchat, or
I
16,
don't know. You just
whatever
get
it is.
nowadays. You just get a VPN and you're good to go.
Right, but here's the problem. The kids that have it, let's say you have a child who's below the legal age to have it. They had to put a fake birthday in. And as a
Yes,
parent, you're okay with that? Okay. Don't blame the system.
that's the
Don't
thing.
blame the system. Your kid cheated the system
Yeah.
and you said, "Okay."
So I asked
no.
Chat GPT, or sorry, I asked Gemini about a lot of these things, right? About
Yep.
ethical use of AI, banning AI, social media, because like it's going to be like phones and iPads and everything that aren't allowed in schools.
They shouldn't be there anyway.
And it's definitely been since 2024 there's been a phone ban. So now it's moving forward to a total digital blackout of school networks. Okay, so targeting iPads, school laptops, all these things. Okay, no devices at school. That's YouTube, Instagram, AI chat bats, etc. Firewalled, and they're talking massive fines to these companies that allow it. Okay, so I asked, tell me about the potential legal issues.
Okay. Of a ban?
There are. The Manitoba government is essentially walking into a legal minefield. While they are trying to protect kids, they face major challenges regarding charter rights, freedom of expression, jurisdictional overreach, trying to fine international companies billions of dollars, and
Yep.
privacy risks associated with the mandatory ID checks needed to enforce the ban.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a big deal because, like, charter challenge. Pointing out that Section 2B of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms protects the right to receive and impart information.
Well, hey, Tash, here's where I think this could be simplified really easily. Find the parents. Find the parents.
Right. Yeah.
Find them. And I'm talking not like a $20 fine. I'm talking the sort of shit that puts a lien against your house fine.
Yes.
Go to town. Your kid got caught. Your job as a parent is to be on top of this shit. I'll tell you right now. Kelsey got a thing. I don't look at it but for their computers and stuff, she knows absolutely everything that is going through that computer. Everything.
Yeah.
So, and locks it down. Like, it's done. It's off.
I asked ChatGPT or Gemini, couldn't you just find the parents to limit social media, phones, and AI? Here's the answer. Premier Wab Kinew explicitly stated that the government will not fine parents or children because that's not how you get votes. He doesn't want the state judging families. Instead, he's aiming for billion-dollar fines against big tech firms, Meta, OpenAI, TikTok, to force them to keep kids off the platforms. Yeah, like that's probably the biggest not going to work thing I've ever heard. Okay,
it's not going to work.
That's my thoughts. A strategic choice to avoid the exact nanny state backlash you're hinting at. Here's why the government is targeting companies instead of your living room. The support, not judgment policy. Okay. Parents feel like they're losing the battle against algorithms by finding the companies they want to frame the government as an ally, taking pressure off of you. Numbers with the B in them. Can you argue that fining a parent $500 is meaningless? A hammer proposed fines at levels never seen in this province, mentioning billions of dollars of these companies. Good luck collecting that one, eh?
If they want this to,
like, good luck. What are you gonna do? Sue them, and they're just gonna be like, yeah, no.
No, we're not paying you. Like, I'm sorry. So here's the thing: you find the parents. Oh, Tash is walking back, and she's too cool. Yeah, hang out and watch us. If you want it to hurt, you have to hurt the people that it's affecting. If you're going to be a parent that's going to let your kid do whatever they want, and as a parent, you get a $5,000 fine because they caught your kid on TikTok or Snapchat, I think that's far more effective because guaranteed that's going to be taken away real quick.
Tell me
Real
how a premier in Manitoba, whose annual salary will probably be less than that of the legal team of the lawyers that work for Meta and AI companies around the world, is going to walk up to them and go, "Hey, guess what? You broke your promise. We're suing you billions of dollars." Be like,
Yeah.
"What's your jurisdiction on this one, bud?"
That's like suing Labatt because a 16-year-old had a beer.
Right?
Who handed them the beer? The bartender.
Right?
Who handed the phone to the kid? The parent.
Right?
It's all parenting. All of this is parenting. Okay, it's not.
A big
It's not
part
the
is the
evil Meta.
parents don't want to parent anymore because they all feel they're massively overstressed and they deserve a break. Well, go get a
From
bloody
what?
Kit Kat or something and shut up.
Well, hang on a second. Now, you and I are both big on there's a difference between being busy and being productive.
Exactly.
You're telling me that as a parent, you're too busy to parent?
Right? Why do you have kids then?
Yeah. Like,
Are they supposed to be your priority?
they are your priority. And here's the thing, I'm busy as shit. Like my calendar in a day would make anybody drink the Drano. Okay.
Right.
It's everywhere. Do I always get to can I do everything with the kids? No.
No.
But I'm present. And
exactly. You
they
don't
know
need this is the thing. You don't need to be there with your kids 24/7. As long as you were there for some of it, that's what they're going to remember. Right?
Is there a freeze call? I have no idea.
Actually, like these phones actually come with lockout features. So you can set timers on it to turn off and shut down.
Yeah, but it's to be able to you can do that with phones, but when it comes to all devices, to be able to control all the devices, like
easy.
tablet, a laptop, all that stuff, you need a third party to do
No,
it.
you don't. You know how easy that is?
That's because you're all on Apple for everything.
No, even better. You just have your Wi-Fi set up a timer.
Oh, actually, Westman has a really good thing. They have an app where you can lock everything out.
That's what we have. We have it set up, and it's like at whatever time. I think it's like 8:30. So the only thing, you should be able to go into the settings there. Go into AI and check it because I don't remember the exact
ask
process.
AI.
Ask AI. But like in all seriousness, like we have like the devices will shut down like because of the Wi-Fi will turn off for those devices.
Yeah.
But I leave it on for like the TV. Okay. Because it's like, hey, guess what? You want to watch a movie?
Yeah, let's watch a big screen, not a little screen.
Right.
But and here's the thing: if the fact that our kids know that the controls are there, they walk away from that shit. Like they don't, because like I think that you have to put the boundaries on it. You put the boundaries on the kids, and here's the thing: if you believe that the government is the solution to your problems, then you have got some serious growing up to do. If you think that they are the cause of your problems, you need to do some self-reflection.
So Ronald Reagan, the 9 most terrifying words in the English language, right? I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Right. And people want that, like, then get rid of alcohol. Get rid of that. Get it off the shelves.
Hey, don't give them any ideas. They tried that once. Remember that, okay?
Well, right. But I mean, if you want the things that are bad and evil gone because it can't be handled responsibly, then, hey, Wobby, why don't you get rid of booze? Tell me.
Why are you taking the PST off of Slurpees?
None of this makes sense. Like, are we living in a cartoon right now?
Yeah.
Because if you think that, okay, here's nothing. I am not for or against cannabis use. Don't give a shit.
Right.
But can someone explain to me what good has come from it since it's become legal?
Okay. I'll even go one further. Okay. You and I both like having a drink.
For sure.
Okay. Why do you drink?
Usually just so I can talk to you.
Which is kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do people smoke cannabis? Stress, anxiety, pain, can't sleep, need to relax, all these reasons. Okay.
Okay.
But if you went and drank an equivalent amount on a regular basis for those
To
reasons,
relax.
you'd be an alcoholic.
Right. So here's the thing. That whole part of cannabis use is new.
Yes.
Back when we were in high school, you weren't doing it to relax. You weren't doing it for your
Dude, we're getting
for your
high,
glaucoma. You were
right?
doing it to
Yeah.
get high.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
fine, get high. I don't give a shit. But it didn't solve any problems.
Well, I will also say I am glad for legalization because if I ever wanted to buy pot, I don't want to get fentanyl.
Oh, there's that.
You
Yeah,
know,
that does make sense that it's a better version. But again, what if there was safe heroin? Would you take that?
no,
What do you mean? The government.
no,
They're
it's
keeping you
safe.
safe.
It's safe,
The government
right?
says it's safe.
If there's a safe injection site, would you go do that too, right?
Well, that's a safe place to
It's
do it.
safe, right? You know, if you're going to
Right.
do drugs, you should do it here.
Here's
Stay
again,
sanctioned.
and again, I'm not anti. Do I have some gummies? Yeah. Will I?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's not. It didn't. I could live without it. My life
Yes.
didn't get better when it became legal. Like it's fine that it's legal. I don't want it to be
I've,
illegal, but it
I've
didn't
got gummies.
really make
And
things better.
when was the last time you used a gummy?
Oh, it's been a
It's
while.
2 hours ago.
Right. I just can't. I need to be able to function. Like I don't want to be that. At least
thing.
I know if I have a drink, I know that I know. Well, I don't drink enough for it to affect my brain. But if I
Yeah.
did drink enough to affect my brain, at least I know, like, okay, you know what? A couple hours, I'll be fine. Like
Yeah.
that's fine.
Like
I have
had
no idea what the half
one
life is of that shit.
one drink. That's pretty good.
That's
You know,
because you have self control.
imagine that. You know, like
Huh.
where did we learn that? By making mistakes and figuring out this is a bad idea,
Mhm.
right? But the
Where
government doesn't do that, does it?
where do kids learn that you shouldn't eat the entire bag of Twizzlers in one go?
Right?
Probably from making a mistake.
You know how hungover I woke up this morning? I felt like
Really?
shit.
You
Right?
drank last night?
No, I went for a peanut butter parfait.
Oh, the sugar.
All the
Ugh.
sugar. I was like, I woke up and it was like half an hour. I'm like, holy, like I'm seriously
A little bit of
regretting
sugar
my
is
actions.
fine. A little bit of sugar is okay. It's actually poison. Like the worst thing you can put in your body is sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
But the people that are eating it, eat it. Knock
Yeah.
yourself up. Don't bitch it. You have cavities. Don't bitch it. You're 50 pounds overweight.
There's a thing, you know, like here's how you stop. Like there's a lot of problems that are very specifically traced to it, starting with just diabetes and weight gain. It's like just don't eat this. But we're dealing with addictions here,
Well,
right?
what if same things with social media and chat. So what
Exactly.
you know what we need? The government needs to come in and and ban sugar for anybody under 16.
I would agree. You know, that's probably if you banned sugar and snacks and treats. Okay, so here's one for you on the same thought process. Okay, the World Health Organization puts out regular statements. We need to cut down our sodium intake.
Then what you do is you get the government to ban sodium.
No.
What else you got wrong? What else is bad?
That's what they're doing, though, right?
Okay, so yeah, the government's going to help.
But why would the hell would they do that when they should be saying, okay, stop eating so much processed food?
No. It's not up to us. It's up to them. The government has to tell us.
The government has to do it, and the government's going to say, cut your sodium, don't use salt, whatever, whatsoever. But they should be saying, how about you just stop eating shitty food?
Yeah, see, no, because we're idiots.
God, like seriously, like
so
obviously,
the problem is the world's gotten dumber. Can we agree with that?
It's gotten more stupider. That's for
sure. More stupidest, the most stupidest ever. But if you're relying on them, like saying, get the boogeyman out, then why don't we get rid of all of the bad things? Do you remember Demolition Man?
Oh God, you know that movie? But remember when that was like far-fetched?
It's not. It's not. They would lose credits if they swore.
Yeah, exactly. They're all wearing like dresses, and they wouldn't do anything wrong whatsoever. There's no crime, and Taco Bell has taken over the world.
Yes, because the rules were you can't swear. If you swear, you get a fine. If you do this, you get a fine. So that's what happens, guys. When we go down that rabbit hole, saying someone else, we need to bring back actual lawn darts, like the ones you chucked in the air and watched.
Yeah. There was a game that was in a comic that I watched. Okay, they would play. It wasn't lawn darts. They would use ninja stars.
Okay.
They'd throw them at the ceiling, and while they were laying on the ground, and throw them at the ceiling and wait for them to fall out.
We had a teacher who used to flick razor blades at us.
That's intense.
But he'd just punk, and it would stick right in your desk. Like he knew how to flick a razor blade,
right,
and to get your attention. These days, some kid would be traumatized because what? You didn't get hit. Settle down. Like I remember the meter stick getting slapped on the desk.
Okay, so here we go. Like I was hearing somewhere like 35% of young women in the States are using counseling therapy.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Use ChatGPT then.
Here's the thing. And this is where I believe that there are very few, I hate to use the word safe space, but I'm going to use the word safe space. And I'm actually looking at writing another book now. Like I really want to write another book in the psychology of the barbershop.
Okay.
And how the barbershop is the last bastion where men can be men.
Yeah.
You can say whatever the hell you want.
Well, not in Quebec.
You had to go there.
Just had to ruin the spree.
You ruined it. But ruined. But this is barbershop is a place where a guy can say whatever he wants to say, and it's fine. Yeah. And here's the nice thing about that. And more when I had like a full shop, right? Yeah. Or sometimes you get a few guys in here. There's 4 or 5 people in the same conversation.
Yes.
And if you say something sideways or something that's bullshit, someone in the room is going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit. I remember so-and-so, and he was this and that. See, there's something about a barbershop, and in particular, a black barbershop.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Dude. You would have a whole new appreciation for life if you could spend an hour in a black barbershop. Because this is this is that one place where people actually get along. It's neutral. It's all hell.
Yeah.
And say what you like, go at it. We can argue about shit and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I think that we've lost the ability to say what needs to be said and call people's bullshit out. And that's where I think that we need to do that when it comes to, again, get someone else to take care of the boogeyman. Tell you what, you take care of what's under your roof.
Yeah.
And you won't have to worry about the other shit. I'll tell you what, you want to change your life? Stop watching the news for about a month. And you're going to notice that, you know what? Things are actually not
a little better. Like there's good reasons why down the States, the libertarian movement has picked up. Because it's kind of like, look, minimal government, less intervention, leave us the fuck alone, and we'll deal with our own problems.
Right. And the problem is people don't want to get involved to fix the problems that need to be fixed. If you think that the school system is bruised or broken, get involved. Get involved with the school system. You know, you can do that. You can
get in parent council. Like the
parent council.
Hard time. They can't get people on the parent council nowadays.
No, run for school trustee.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. It's an echo chamber.
Yes.
Of whatever the hot topic is at the moment.
So do you remember when it was about the ban the books?
I was running for school trustee.
Oh, were you? Remember? Was that when it was?
Ran,
oh, yeah.
I ran
was it at that point in time? I guess so, eh?
It was right around there. And they asked me if I'd ban books. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe in banning books, but I believe in moderating what's in the library.
I mean, that's entirely different. I agree. There is appropriate material, and then there is banning, right? And I don't agree with the banning, like flat out. So, like, I was like, this is ridiculous. You can't ban books because that has been done. They have banned Harry Potter in places. How is that appropriate? Right? Like, how does it make any sense? And they've banned a lot of classic books too.
Right. So you look, AC, way. People, you gotta read them. Like, we read The Outsiders. Did you read The Outsiders?
I never did read The Outsiders. No,
we had required reading. You had to read some bullshit you didn't want to read, like Day of the Triffids.
Day of the Triffids. Yep, or the Chrysalids.
The Chrysalids.
Or what was the other one? Brave New World.
Animal Farm.
Yeah, that was 1984.
1984. I got the earlier edition. It was 1983.
The earlier edition, yeah.
But we read stuff that, by today's standards, I don't think it's controversial. You should understand how the world could go sideways.
Yes.
And when you start limiting, like, their books, and okay, should there be heavy sexual content in a elementary library?
I don't
No,
really think so. But on
no.
the other hand, like, to classify it as necessarily porn is a whole other thing, because it's like that's like the worst example of porn you can imagine.
Okay, hang on. Should 50 Shades of
But
Grey be in an elementary school?
absolutely not.
Okay, should anything that is remotely close to any of the actions happening in 50 Shades
No,
Grey
it
be in
shouldn't
a
be in there.
right?
Period.
So
But
anything
nowadays, that whole book porn is so prevalent with young women. It's insane.
oh, mom porn?
Yes, it
100%.
is crazy. It's absolutely incredible, like, how much of that dark romance stuff is out there now.
Lots. Now, and there are things that are definitely scary. Like, I don't think Stephen King should be banned.
No.
Although I use Stephen
Well,
King as the example.
some of them should be, because
Why?
you get it.
Okay.
So, I mean, should that one be appropriate?
Yeah.
Because they had, like, an underage orgy scene in it.
Really?
Yes.
I think they skipped that in the movie, didn't they?
They did in the movie, yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing about it.
They made it a kiss.
Right. So Stephen King in the whole entirety of Stephen King. Usually it's about someone's mind breaking or whatever.
Yes.
But it or The Stand. It is so obvious this is a horror book.
Yeah.
Right? This is not based in real life. Right? Where you look at the sexual content, it's based on some sort of thing that could really happen. Now,
Yes.
a demonic clown is probably not going to happen.
Okay, that's fair. But in that sense, you could take a look at, was it Gerald's Game?
Okay.
Where he handcuffed his wife to have sex with her on the bed,
Mhm.
and then he died of a heart attack.
Uh-huh.
Is that one age appropriate?
Depends what age.
Right. So I mean,
Like,
it's like,
that's talking about abuse, and it's not making it okay. What I'm talking about are the books that are making it okay.
no, but it was based around a rape scene.
Of course, that's not
Right?
okay.
Right. That's my point.
Like, boxing Helena was an amazing story.
Right.
Okay. Not okay. Not something that you would say, you know what, I want to go do that too. Because
Right.
it's not okay. Clearly, it's wrong. I'm talking about the Beautiful Losers. Oh, Leonard Cohen. You know what? Leonard Cohen was just a beautiful human being.
Yes.
Like, you could tell me that he read the telephone book to you and I would listen to it. That's the vinyl. I need some Leonard Cohen vinyl. Why don't I own Leonard Cohen vinyl?
I don't know.
Silly.
I don't know.
Silliness.
So here's some classic books that were banned. Okay. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Why?
Racial slurs.
Racial slurs were
appropriate.
Well,
at that time, right?
People have to really look at who they're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
a 90-year-old lady. Okay. Like my grandmother, God rest her soul, was not racist.
Right.
However, she only knew a certain word for certain people.
Exactly. Because at that point in time, it was appropriate.
Yeah. Look at that cute little blank baby. I'm like, Baba, you can't say that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Because it was never used in the context of trying to insult somebody.
Yeah.
That's just the word they knew, especially they come from old country and they didn't have the language. Is it an excuse? You can understand that clearly this person isn't burning crosses anywhere. They're
exactly.
Just right.
The one thing is not being racist. One is just actually kind of age appropriate.
It's just age. You're old. Yeah. You're not racist. You're just old. But these days, somebody would crucify a 99-year-old woman for saying what a cute little whatever baby. It's like,
well, they censored like Huckleberry Finn, for example, by Mark Twain. They've taken out Jim's first name in some of the editions.
Here's the thing: you censor out certain things. We would be naive to think that racism doesn't happen. Of course it does. We're tribal by nature. Anybody different is considered a threat.
Go to China and see how well they treat you as a white guy.
Right.
Right.
Look at you. You're scared to say the word yourself. Well, it's a horrible word to use. You just don't do it. Right. Like I wouldn't say it.
Like I've got tons of words that people have used against me for ethnic terms, and I don't care, but I know a lot of people who do.
Right. Like I've got a Chinese friend. I can say things because I'm friends with one.
Right. It counts. Right.
You're people now.
Right.
It's good. Right? Congratulations.
Like I said, I'm waiting for somebody to challenge me in my white privilege, and I can say, well, actually, I'm Chinese. Check your privilege.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think that when you have the books that had words, it's okay to have the books that had words because the censoring, yeah, the censoring language equate to erasing language. Are you talking about literature or are you talking about languages? Because I'll tell you right now, as a Ukrainian, you go to Ukraine, they're not speaking Ukrainian, they're speaking Russian
Yeah,
because Ukrainian is considered a peasant's language.
yeah,
So
yeah.
our language was actually pretty much eradicated.
Hey,
Um,
it's so similar to Chinese. Like I go to China, I wouldn't understand anything, even if by some magical fluke I understood my family's language, I wouldn't be able to speak to anyone in the language because it's changed.
right, things do change. I mean,
Yeah,
an area changes to a different language form. That
yeah,
happens. I mean, is it forcibly? Well, in Ukraine, yep,
yeah.
100%.
How many like? There's a lot of languages that die every year. uh,
Lots of them do because
Die
people stop.
annually. Like there, I remember seeing something. They were talking about different languages, like Celtic is another language is dying. Currently, there are about 9 to 26 languages die every year.
Right. So if you want to hold on to your language, learn it. I really wish I would have learned more Ukrainian as a child. My grandparents only spoke it to each other, and
Right?
I didn't. So that's on me. The language died with me, not because someone told me I couldn't speak Ukrainian.
Well, that's the thing. These languages aren't dying because of censorship. They're dying from lack of use. So censoring
Yeah.
a language doesn't equate to erasing a language. It's just because certain languages just get overrun by like whether applicable or not. Like if you
Well,
were in I don't know, like even here, you look at this primarily English as a language. It's just what it is because it's easier to converse with the general population.
when you erase, well, here's the thing. Like I'll use Ukrainian as an example. It's basically not being doesn't get used. If you want to learn it. We have AI. You can learn any language you want.
That's the
And
thing.
unless there were and if records weren't kept, then if anybody wanted the language that was speaking the language, if they wanted that language to live on, they would have also kept records to make sure people could continue to learn the language.
People don't use Sanskrit very much anymore. So erasing your language or words eraser. No, not
No,
at all.
she spoke English as a second language. She came from the old country. They escaped a war torn like they got out of there during the war and had to learn English here because no one spoke English here and or no one spoke Ukrainian really, but a lot of Ukrainians came.
Right.
So erasing, no, she spoke it till the day she died, and I learned some.
That's the
Um,
same as my grandma. She spoke Cantonese Chinese until she died. She didn't learn English. So the fact that we didn't follow her language because it wasn't particularly useful in this part of the world doesn't mean that's erasing her identity or memories. It just dies off. Doesn't mean her as a person, her achievements or anything that she's done is gone. It's still there. It's just the language that you use to converse with an individual person that doesn't happen to be there anymore.
and if I wanted to be able to speak to my grandmother in Ukrainian, then I should have learned it.
That's the thing. If you really wanted it badly enough, you have the capacity to do it. You just spend 9.95 on a program and you can pick it up right there.
You don't need to. You could sit there with chat. You could sit there with your AI and name the language,
Yeah.
and you could learn it.
Like that's kind of the nice thing about figuring things out. Like people
Oh, use
overanalyze
the
how
words.
to learn different languages. Anyways, it's pretty easy to start using it.
Well, there are words that are inappropriate now that weren't then. Like you can't use the word midget anymore.
Right.
And I know a midget. It's like I'm a midget.
Yeah.
Like you can't use the word anymore. Why? Like we just said we can't use these words anymore. That's society in a
That's
whole. It's not one group
that's
that
an
said that.
evolution of
All of
languages
society said
evolve.
all of the side they've said you can't use that word. Well, he still does. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm a midget. Like there's midgets and there's dwarves. There's a difference between me and him. So
Yeah.
we've decided somehow collectively that these words hurt. And it's not even the people that are that, it's the people that aren't that. They're saying we shouldn't be doing that anymore. Those are
So
the ones that are
currently,
erasing words.
let's look at it this way. There are currently about, according to Gemini, 7,168 languages spoken today in the world. Okay.
Okay.
43% of them are endangered, with over 3,000 languages at risk of disappearing.
Mhm.
Institutional, 7%, 487 languages are safe, backed by governments and media. And 88 million people speak a language that is not being passed down to generations. Now, that's not bad. It's just sometimes things evolve and change or die out. Now, why they disappear. A language is considered dying when they no longer being taught to children. Primary drivers are urbanization and globalization, climate change, lack of institutional support. Like there's some recent ones, for example, in March 2026, the Hoopa language in California lost one of its last fluent native speakers, highlighting how quickly these cultural anchors can vanish.
Well, and you got to look at, and AC is making a point, do words change other languages? Yes.
Yes,
Yes, they do.
drastically.
Now, there are words, the
Languages evolve.
English is like a bastardization of 5 languages trying to be one.
Yeah, you take Germanic, you're gonna take a little bit of Celtic, you're gonna take like this. Frick, what else is there? French. You get a little bit of German. You're gonna take some Swiss. You get, well, not Swiss. I guess that's a bad call. There's no Swiss really.
Well, I gotta make sure I'm right with this. So there are words. If I was only speaking Ukrainian, they can call themselves out. Right, but it's like if I'm left-handed, I could say I'm left-handed. Like I'm not left-handed because that's the devil, right?
Right.
I want to get back to this. In English, if I only spoke Ukrainian, there are words that you would use to describe a very common thing that mean nothing to me because we don't have a word for that. So it's apples and oranges. It's not, there isn't a word for whatever it is. Like that word doesn't exist. I don't know what the hell you're trying to tell me when you use a certain phrase, because those clusters of words or these meanings would never be put into a sentence in Ukrainian.
Right.
But in English, English is like, you know how like Sunny D, it's like someone was asked to make orange juice that had never eaten an orange.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about English. It's like, make this make sense, and it doesn't really.
Well, it's also because you can get people can be speaking Spanglish, right? Or Spanish English. So it's a combination of the two. And I hear that even with the Asian speakers, they'll throw mixes of whatever language in, whatever is appropriate for different nuance.
I had a question because there are certain languages. So there are certain languages that have very few words.
Right.
And going back to what AC is saying, are there the words changed in other languages? Imagine being Hawaiian.
Yeah, right.
They have between 20,000 and 40,000 words.
Yeah.
That's it. Not a lot of words. So lots of it comes to how you say things.
Yeah.
So how do you say it? It's like in Chinese, I don't speak Chinese, but lots of times people sound very angry in Chinese. Yeah. And I believe it has to do with the tone and the pitch and how you say the word you're saying.
It's because there are specific tones that change the nuance of the word itself. Different tones will change what the entire word is.
Right.
The word will sound the same, just where the enunciation is.
And it's just like I just said, right? Like I say, right. Or I say,
right.
Right.
Right. It's kind of like talking to a Canadian. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
Again, could we become more educated? Could languages come back?
Sure.
Could they? Could handwriting come back? Sure. It's probably not going to.
Here's a good question. Here I asked it. Like take a look at some of the Celtic languages, right? People don't even think about that at all, right? But if there's multiple, just in that area, right, that are dying out. So hold on here. Where is it? There's the Breton language. Okay, they're dropped from 1 million speakers in 1950 to about 200,000 today. There's the Scottish Gaelic. There's about 60 to 70,000 speakers. Like, I mean, that's like culturally iconic. When people think of Gaelic, that's what they think of, and it's dying out. There's Cornish. It died out in the 1700s and it's being brought back, but there's only about 500 speakers left. And there's Manx, which is a similar one. I don't know what it is. Last native speaker died in 1974, but now there's 2,200 people on the Isle of Man. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So that's like all the speakers, like all the people in the Isle of Man, I think.
That's that's a good question. If no one ever recorded the language and put it up anywhere, then why would they have it? Could it help store language? You know what? A learning language model, actually, that would be a really interesting model. You could build an AI model to preserve a language.
Right.
and it can continually learn from anybody that's using that particular one. And it'll feed off of whatever it is that you're it'll eat whatever you're feeding it. So I would say yes, AI could help store or save languages. Who
Well, they
moderates?
do. There are
Gotta put
actually
the
some
information in.
very large databases. Like there's the standard is Ethnologue, which tracks 7,000 living languages, data on speakers, locations, vitality, how alive it is. Then there's also preservation archives,
Yep.
right? And they're like those be huge files stored at multiple places. There's one called ELAR, another one called Paradisec. There's another one called AILA. So but that's not counting the academic perspectives from different colleges, universities, or cultural engagements and communities that are just building it.
So,
or the Rosetta Project. There's another one. So there's like storage facilities.
for sure there are. And so let's rewind this back to what we started talking about. Banning AI. Again, socials, yeah, put a cap on socials. Banning AI for the exact thing that AC is saying. If you wanted to, let's just say you have a grandparent that like, my language is done because we're out of Ukrainian to speak it in the family. Okay.
Right.
Up to me to learn it. If the last in your bloodline that speaks the fluent language dies.
Yeah.
Okay. You should be able to, and with the amount of information out there, you should be able to learn. Let's not like Sanskrit and it's a dead language, but
yeah,
it was never maintained.
The only people who use Sanskrit nowadays are Star Wars fans, right? So
right. But if you went into Claude and asked it to create a living learning language model for this language,
right,
it will do real-time research and find everything that it can, but you're going to have to feed it and help it.
Yeah.
It's like a baby. You can feed it and help it, and you could essentially preserve a language.
Yes.
So I'll say that's yes.
So there was actually Tim Ferriss 12 years ago, wrote a blog post on learning languages quickly, on how to learn them as quick as possible. And it's quite an interesting post. And it gave a lot of tips and tricks and ways to actually learn it. Because in many regards, when we try to learn, like, say, French in school, we do it the most inefficient way possible, right?
Yeah.
We do it very theoretical and we don't focus on the conversational. Because really, who needs to learn all 8 conjugations of every single verb, right? It just doesn't make any sense.
No.
So there are ways you can actually learn it quicker without having to grind through the memorization process.
Oh, 100%. And we're learning today. We're learning with AI. And AC, I'm doing this one for you. Can AI preserve a language? Yes. AI can build a living dictionary. It can store vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar rules, dialect variations, example sentences, and audio from native speakers. This becomes searchable, teachable, expandable database, something no paper dictionary can match. Create speech models. AI can learn how the language sounds, how syllables flow, how tone and rhythm work. This allows text to speech in the language, speech to text transcription, pronunciation, coaching for learners, for oral cultures. This is huge. Generate learning tools. They can instantly produce lessons, quizzes, stories, children's books, translations, conversational practice, all tailored to the learner's level. Reconstruct missing pieces. For languages with gaps, AI can analyze related languages, rebuild grammar patterns, suggest likely word forms, help linguists fill in missing structure. This is already being used for indigenous languages in Canada, Australia, and the Pacific.
Right.
Preserve elders' voices. It can archive recorded stories, oral histories, chants, songs, traditional knowledge. AC?
There you go.
Yes. You've got a project for the weekend.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Like, I love using some of the, like, I'll use not necessarily AI, but like the Google tools that use AI to use languages so I can keep track of various words. So if I want to have a quick, like, if you're going to certain places where languages are useful, sometimes it's useful to say things like, no, I'm not very good at speaking your language in their language, right? So you don't look like a complete idiot. Right?
What I do like about the glass, like I'm not wearing them right now, my Meta glasses, it has live translation.
That's pretty cool. And that's really handy. And I think that's going to change everything when more and more adoption is. Like, I'm actually really surprised there isn't more stuff in headphones like plugged into like earpods or AirPods
AirPods
and
have
stuff
it.
yet?
AirPods have live translation.
Do they?
Mhm.
Okay, because that's incredibly intelligent. Like those getting AI in those AirPods would change everything.
100%. But I think that again, are there things that we are demonizing this platform for? Sure, but we're not
Yeah,
using it in any useful sense.
yeah.
We just answered a question for someone who does research on this, AC, on a daily. This
I
is
mean,
her
I get
wheelhouse.
it. You know, like you get a bunch of like kids are gonna ask it to do stupid things. Of course they are.
For sure. But here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
like that's how you learn, right? Grown-ups do it too.
Okay. Hands up, who's done this? And be honest with me. You're texting someone. Okay. What am I having a drink tonight? I'm having a bourbon as always. Here's a question. And you guys are everybody's smart. No, you're not. How many times have you gone to text somebody and you're spelling something so wrong, your spell check has no idea what the hell you're trying to say?
Right. Yeah.
Superfluous.
Yeah.
There's a word that I really can never get it.
Superfluous.
Yeah,
Use it in a sentence.
No, it's just a word that I don't want to use. So I never learned how to read it or how to write it.
I mean, that's
But
fair.
when you can't even spell check, like a spell
Yeah.
check's like, what the shit are you trying to say?
Yeah.
We're all dumb at some point in time.
I mean, like there's the thing though with a lot of kids nowadays is they don't learn appropriate sentence structure or things like that because they focus too much on texting. So yeah, using some sort of engagement tool where it's actually giving you appropriate grammar might not be a bad thing for a lot of kids nowadays.
It's like we're going back in time with emojis. This
Yeah.
must be what happened with people that like hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
They
The end of
stopped
civilization
spelling.
was just emojis and hieroglyphics.
They just drew words,
Yeah.
drew pictures of the things that they saw instead of writing it. Like there had to have been, they were talking to each other back then. There had to be a
Yep.
language.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I do think that we can use anything as a tool. It's like fire. You can cook your dinner and it can burn your house down.
That's the thing. You know, like sure, like the atomic bomb was a tool used for warfare, but now it's used more predominantly for good purposes.
The atomic bomb?
Yeah.
The hell is good? What do you do with the atomic bomb that's good?
Nowadays, really, like just a powered nuclear reactor, right?
That's not a bomb. But
it's the same principle. Same principle.
No, it's not.
It
It's
is
like
the same
saying that an
principle.
explosive is an explosive no matter what.
It's the same principle.
A bullet can do one.
Sure.
A bomb can do many.
Okay. Yes. But a nuclear reactor using weaponized uranium can be used for different purposes.
But they're not using weaponized uranium. It's not weaponized uranium. It's uranium.
No, there's weaponized and there's uranium. There's different types.
Okay, but
if
you're using uranium, it's not weaponized.
But it's a byproduct as well. That's why they went after Iran, right?
A baseball bat is great for sports, but it can also be used for something bad.
Sure, you take a baseball bat; it's great for baseball, but you put a nail in it,
and now it's a weaponized bat. Now it's a tactical bat.
See,
there's a difference.
Yeah, put a little barbed wire around it. Now it's really effective.
That's the best way to do it because it catches.
We're way off topic, and I'm calling it a night. I
gotta call it a night too, guys. So. I've had a doozer of a day, and tomorrow it's just go. But I think that before, and I'm not an advocate for a lot of things, but I do believe this is a tool that's going to help us.
Yeah,
not that I'm brainwashed by it, but I do think it's useful. Like use it. What was the question? I don't know what the question was.
I don't know.
But I think
we lost it somewhere along the line.
But I do think that we can utilize something for good. Learn it before you if you don't like it, here's the thing. If you learn it, if you understand it and you still think it's bullshit, then don't use it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
just stay away from it and go like. But that's the thing is, you get so many people who are complaining about it. It's like, but you're doing it on your phone, which uses AI, guys.
You're literally bitching about it using a thing that uses AI. Like you're doing it. It's like, are people going to lose jobs because of AI? Probably.
Oh, there did massive amount of job loss.
Sure, absolutely. But did anybody cry when the Yellow Pages guy was put out of business? Probably not.
No.
Or the map guy. Did anybody cry when the guy that made maps and folded those? Like, imagine having that job, folding maps.
I mean, I mean, people did cry when they started taking away textiles back in the day.
Make sure I run for the municipal election. No,
yes, that sounds like fun. You should do
no,
it.
I've
That'd be
run.
fun.
Jay, you run and I'll run.
No,
Let's run against each other
that'd be fun, eh?
in the same ward. I'll run if
Yeah.
you run, but we have to run against each other.
Like that's what I wanted to do on April Fools. I was going to announce my candidacy for something as a joke on April Fools and see what happened.
You probably win.
And it was like, no, probably. I don't want people to take me seriously on that one.
No, I ran, and here's the problem that I've got with that, and we'll wrap up. The reason that I ran was because I believed that I would be the sensible voice in the room where I didn't care, because you can't get fired. So if someone said, "Hey, we need to say this at the table," sure, I'll say it. What are you gonna hit me? I gotta say it because people ask me to say it. But it's so Switzerland in there, and they're like, you gotta be really in the middle when you're running. You can't take a side. When you get to the table, that's when you can say it. Show me somebody who's saying it.
That's okay. So that's the problem of why our political system is so shitty the way it is right now. Because it's very namby-pamby, as trying to appease your demographic, of people you want, as opposed to what do we actually need to do. And I think a lot of it is, the whole, like, the concept of being bipartisan is crazy, where people are now like, they identify as liberal, NDP, or conservative before they identify as a Canadian.
I don't identify as anything.
Nothing. Identify as a Canadian.
I identify as Quentin Royal Durhack.
Right?
Realtor, barber. Oh, here's how. Okay.
Sometimes podcaster,
I would run for, because here's a podcaster.
Yeah.
100% human.
100%.
You know who who should run for office? An AI.
Yeah.
Because it would be logical. Yeah. It would calculate shit before it said it. I'd say, sure, I'll run, but everything that I say in this meeting is going to be, I'm going to run it through AI and announce whatever the hell it tells me, because it's probably going to be right.
Yeah, that's fair. Or manipulated.
I have run for office. I've run for school trustee, and I did actually do well in the election. I got more votes than anybody in any other ward other than the guy that I was running against in my ward.
That's a win.
And I did it actually where you live. I was in that in a town. I was in Ward 3. I was running for River Heights and Waverly and everything around here where I live. But it would have to be gloves off. What needs to get done? Cut the shit. People are complaining about this, that, and everything else. Let's just get this done. So, but they're not. You get to the table and everybody's sitting there on their thumbs. Yep. Everybody says yes to everything. Yep. They had a cell phone tower that they're going to put up in this old, there was a hydro booster station there forever. Okay. On 34th.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people got together saying, we don't want this. Why? Because it's worse than the booster station that was next door.
Yeah,
it's
the
a cell
booster
tower.
Station was wonderful too there, wasn't it? Eh? So
yeah. And here's the thing. It's going to go up. You're going to bitch you got no signal. Well, we could have had better signal. Your service is shit. Well, I'm sorry. You guys just axed this. And the city listened to them. They're like, okay, we're not going to let them put it up there.
So where are they going to put it?
Anyway, it's going to go up.
Same place?
Yeah, of course it's going to go there. Like, they just said, yeah, okay, we won't do it. Just put it up. Like, you guys we live in a have-not city, for Christ's sake, guys. Like, we need stuff.
There's a lot of things that get a lot of public outcry, whether it's like the drainage from the south end of town or whatever, right? So the developments in different areas people get upset about.
They're to think that the city council can build a Costco.
Yeah.
They don't build Costco.
Let's think about this for a minute here, guys. Yeah, they have all the licensing rights. They know exactly where to put it, right in the middle of the city, because that's exactly what people want, right?
Again, trust the government. They'll do it for you. It's like, we should have a Red Lobster. Why? For the free buns, like Timu seafood.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you really want a Red Lobster, here's the crazy thing. We could get one. If you really want one that bad, open one.
Just front the money.
They'll let you open one. If you got the cash, knock yourselves out.
Like, that's the thing. Like, the number of times I've heard people literally say, well, why don't we have this style of restaurant or this type of business? Like, I don't know. Go open one. It's like, well, I don't want to do it. Then don't complain.
Yeah, we have more weed stores than Tim Hortons in this city.
Oh, God.
Right?
Yeah. It's unreal.
So,
it's unreal.
Anyway, guys,
got to run.
Everybody have a fantastic weekend. I've got a busy one, and Jay does too. Yep. And enjoy it. The sun is shining,
Go get the motorcycle out.
Go play with AI, honestly, or don't. You don't have to use it. I'm not telling you to use it.
Chances are you're using it, you don't even think about it.
You're using it every day.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Cool.
Have an awesome weekend.
Have a good weekend. Take care.
Thanks for popping in.